TYT Underground,
us libs,
have their
secret confessions.
Just don't tell him, man.
TYT Underground
Wants to dictate the way we live our personal lives.
You shouldn't have any states' rights. The federal government should outlaw it for everybody under all circumstances and impose our beliefs on everyone else and not let the states decide at all.
And make sure abortion remains legal, etc.
We're going to go back to calling French fries freedom fries, because this is going to put the conservatives' head on fire. Can you imagine here, we're like, free abortions for everyone. How much fun would it be to have an abortion?
One issue. Forget everything else. Hey, you know, our strategic interest, our national security interest. No, 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 who cares? Abortion will be the one issue that decides everything. I'm going to make you have your kids, your rapist kids, if you get raped.
He really didn't say that. I made him say it.
In fact, in 2011, we spent $11 billion on unwanted pregnancies alone.
Okay, and
it's like the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, they live in this total alternate reality.
And you know what? Next Easter, we are going to murder the Easter bunny and cook it up and eat it. Why? I'm trying to think of another outlandish liberal. Because we want to save the whales.
Yeah. But not with a gun, because we're anti-gun.
Because we're against, I think, offshore platform drilling.
That is, no, but the fact that they can even say that out loud shows the depth of their insanity.
An interesting question that I think a lot of people are uncomfortable tackling, okay? Are the majority of people who have kids really happy with their decision to have kids? And of course, there are studies indicating that people will rationalize their decisions. They'll convince themselves that it was a good decision, even though deep down inside they're unsatisfied, they're unhappy with their lives. And this one mother who got pregnant at the age of 42 said the following: I hate being a mother too. Every day is the same. And to think I won't be free of it until I'm like 60 and then my life will be over. Okay, and then that had a lot of reactions. I feel so trapped, anxious, and overwhelmed. I love my daughter and she's well taken care of, but this is not the path I would have taken given a second chance. Another person writes, I love my son, but I hate being a mother. It has been a thankless, monotonous, exhausting, irritating, and oppressive job. Motherhood feels like a prison sentence. I can't wait until I'm paroled when my son turns 18 and hopefully goes away to college.
Damn.
They might be right.
Oftentimes the argument is if you don't have kids, it's because you're selfish, right?
Nonsense.
No, it's much more selfish to have kids because society pressures you into it and you know you're not ready to do it.
No, look, having kids is selfish in 100 different ways. And I made this argument when I didn't have kids, and I remember one of my friends who has got kids flipping out at me. And now that I have kids, he turned around and he's like, oh, you're right, what happened? Is it selfish? And I was like, yeah, of course it is. Like, oh, the kids are great. And, you know, you'll get the movies where they, you know, show you how hard it is and they make fun of parenthood. But at the end of the movie, what happened?
It's like, but
the kids are like the greatest thing in the world, and they become president of the world, and they're astronauts, and they play the violin, and they're awesome, and they all got into Harvard. Right.
If you only have one kid, well, you're doing something wrong to that child because that child should have, you know, a little playmate or something.
Oh, we're going to drive 1,200 miles so I can drop you off in Nebraska and never see you again.
Right.
Since internet porn has taken over, every kid growing up knows, you know, bukkakis and et cetera, and then you go from this hole to that hole. And so they're all so immunized to all this, and they're so numb to it, that all this stuff seems normal to them. I love porn. I believe in porn. I believe porn is all American. God bless. Go forward. It's like sex, like the boom, 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 ba-dum, boom, boom. Okay, we go here, we go there, and we go back there, and then we come back up around, right?
Because when we were kids, you know, was getting oral awesome? Yes.
Very interesting thoughts on masturbation, okay? He actually likes to compare masturbation to homosexuality. He talks about masturbation a little bit. He says masturbation can be a form of homosexuality, but who masturbates in front of a mirror? Like, gets turned on by it. I mean, I'm not around when men masturbate, but like, is that common among men? Is that what guys do?
I prefer a three-way mirror so I can see all angles. It's awesome. It's like 3D masturbation. If you're touching a penis, does it matter if the penis is attached to your body or someone else's body?
But if you're looking at a picture of your wife, that's deemed acceptable.
What if you're masturbating another man, but you're looking at a picture of your wife? Is that gay or not gay?
I love how he's giving us details into his own masturbation habits.
And Jesus never said a word about it. Okay, he didn't care.
Are you
This is
gay
ridiculous.
if you masturbate to gay porn, but you're straight, like you have a wife and everything, but you get off on gay porn? Are you considered gay?
And ask him all the little details and nuances of how you should masturbate without being gay, because you wouldn't want to be gay about it.
And you're right. I want to know your masturbation habits. Like, what is deemed acceptable and unacceptable when you masturbate? It's amazing. Tell me more about your masturbation habits.
Are you looking at yourself? Are you more turned on by your own male nude body or by the picture of your wife's face? I don't know. I wonder if he ever masturbated while looking into the mirror.
Gee, I wonder.
He needs to create a nice flow chart. Mm-hmm. Okay? Are you married? Yes, no. It's the gays. And when I say obsessed, I mean obsessed. They want to think about every single detail. Well, is it gay if I masturbate my own penis? It's clearly gay if I touch someone else's penis, but if I touch my own, is that still gay? Well, if I have my wife's picture, I guess that's not gay.
The most amusing part of his quote is definitely the idea of him laying there in front of a mirror and like getting turned on by his own erection. They're obsessed with it. If a man were to masturbate while engaged in other forms of sexual intimacy with his wife, then he would not be doing so in a homosexual way. Is that acceptable? Even if it's masturbation, right?
William Blakely, 30-year-old who was the former vice mayor of Tennessee, was allegedly driving 90 miles per hour on the highway with his pants down and his genitals out the window as he was masturbating.
He's accused of masturbating out of his open car window while driving 90 miles an hour down the highway, Lewis.
Wow.
When I first heard this, my first thought was, I'm having trouble picturing how he's doing this, but it seems to require a lot of skill and planning. It sounds difficult to do this.
Yeah, there's a lot of finesse involved in that. I'm not saying it should be applauded, but it's certainly impressive.
How did he do that? I think this guy, he needs to be on some sort of talent contest. He's driving 90 miles an hour, and his genitals are hanging out the window, according to this report.
Yes.
Okay.
At over 90 miles an hour, he had his penis out the window. How do you do that, ladies and gentlemen? This guy should be teaching a class.
Cruise control, I guess.
You think that's what he's doing?
Cruise control has to be a key element in 90 mile per hour window masturbation.
In my mind, if you have your penis out the window while driving, you either your vehicle is a really unusual vehicle in terms of the size of the vehicle, or you're really, really tall or really, really short. I just don't understand the physical nature of this act.
And I really do believe that he deserves a stiff punishment for this.
Oh, no, apparently we're not done with the cheesy jokes yet. Okay, all right. My cheesy joke's hers. Oh, anyway, no. Okay, but how does he do it at 90 miles an hour? I'm fascinated by this story.
He's probably doing...
I want to interview the guy for let me understand. Wait, now, you're up here and you're driving 90 miles an hour and you're over there and you're slinging it over.
Oh my God.
How in the world is he doing that? So there's a lot of unanswered questions here. One thing is for sure, he seems to be left fapping in the wind.
I wonder if objects in mirror are larger than they appear. You always hear that they're closer on your right mirror, but I wonder if they're also larger. That would be another question. He sounds half-cocked to me.
Very good. Yeah.
High school teacher in New Orleans gets caught masturbating in his classroom by 3 students and a substitute teacher.
No, this story cannot be any better than it is.
How's that for provocative?
What happened, man? I got 2 of these things. I didn't used to have these.
A teacher beat a student for listening to music during class and then started masturbating in the hallway. Apparently unable to control himself, began to masturbate in front of the class. The teacher began to beat him severely. The teacher is accused of then going out into the hallway and while many students were watching, dropping his pants and beginning to masturbate. Someone who got so excited by beating a child that he immediately had to start masturbating in front of children. Let's look at the video here, and it's been blurred, but you can see what's going on. A lot of commotion going on. Take a look at this.
Compelling footage.
What's that?
It's very compelling footage.
Yeah, and it continues. Yeah.
I love that guy waving the students away.
Yeah. There's one thing I want to go back to here, which is at a certain point, a girl sticks her head out of a window that's right next to what's going on and just casually looks out, you would think she would be more distraught by the fact that a teacher is masturbating in the hallway, but she doesn't. She just looks out casually. Check it out on the left side of the screen. There she is. Man, that is some fascinating video. We never had anything. We had rumors that a substitute teacher, Lewis, in our high school was caught masturbating while watching porn in a computer lab and was suspended for a while. I don't know that we ever confirmed it, but it certainly wasn't caught on video. That adds a whole other parody element to this. Clearly, with his pants around his knees masturbating. This was a half-cocked idea if I've ever seen one, Lewis.
Very good, yeah.
You just can't masturbate?
You can't masturbate.
Take a listen to the Eggman.
Hi, guys. How's it going? I think you guys touched on a really important social issue on yesterday's show. It was about gay men seeing straight men's junk when they're naked. I think that's important because, you know, men do feel weird about other people seeing their junk. First of all, I want you to know I'm totally hetero. I'm the most straight guy there is.
Okay.
I know this because I've tried gay stuff, and I do not like it. So I know that I'm straight. Now, with that said, I had a vasectomy a few weeks ago. And when I did, I had my consultation. My nurse was a male nurse, and he seemed gay. And I had no problem with this gay man looking at my penis because I figured he would look at it and go, ew, look at that tiny little Jew wiener, and just get, you know, creeped out by it, right?
Right.
Which is cool. And I thought if a chick saw it, she'd be like, oh, look at that hot Jewish guy with that gigantic bush and gross dick. And I would feel way more self-conscious.
Okay, so the Eggman's saying he would actually prefer to be in a locker room, essentially the shower situation, which Brian Fisher said, oh, there's going to be guys eyeballing him or whatever the case is, or he's going to be eyeballing other guys. Eggman's saying, I would rather that because then Eggman describing himself as being unappealing sexually such that he would prefer that as opposed to be embarrassed in front of a woman who he, based on his heterosexuality, could potentially be attracted to. Interesting.
There's something wrong with you.
You just can't masturbate?
You can't masturbate.
We talked about bestiality yesterday, or bestiality, and my pronunciation of it is actually beachtiality. I think I am saying bestiality or something along those lines, even though the correct pronunciation is bestiality. I will
like
be
beachtiality? Is that when you have intercourse with a beach?
I think it is. I think, Mill, about bestiality. Pig of bestiality. Bestiality.
Well, no. See, you're saying bestiality. Now he's saying bestiality.
No. I think Dave said bestiality, which is what this guy said.
Yeah. So there it is. That's the story with bestiality. And the Eggman checking in about the Indonesian mother who killed her son because his penis was too small. The Eggman coming out of the woodwork. You know it's going to be bizarre. Let's take a listen.
Hi, guys. I just want to say thank God for people like David Silverman. I love him as much as I hate Pat Robertson.
Right.
Stifler, thanks, dude. You give me faith in mankind. And I want to make a comment about the Indonesian lady who drowned her 9-year-old son for having a small penis. First of all, thank God Jewish people don't do this shit, because there wouldn't be any damn Jews anymore, okay? And also, I want to say that I have a tiny one, and we just make up for it in life. I have a super fast motorcycle and a Mustang GT convertible. So I don't care the size of my penis. Maybe that little kid in Indonesia could get like a Pegasus flying horse or something to make up for his little wiener.
Right.
Oh, can't judge a little baby by his wiener.
This guy is absurd. This is absurd.
He's obviously getting off on it in some weird way, right?
6 reasons why women should have casual sex. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm in. Rock and roll.
Casual sex is good for women is because it allows you to assert your desires, and it can also create a tremendous sense of power. Number 2 is the most interesting in my opinion. It might help you transcend your inhibitions. If there's an individual that you're in a committed relationship with, right, you care too much what that individual thinks about you. So let's say it's your husband, your boyfriend, you don't want them to think low of you, so you're less likely to live out your fantasies. However, if you're having casual sex with an individual, you don't care what they think because there's no emotional attachment. So, you know, you can do the basket trick or whatever you've talked about in the past.
No, it's true. Think about it, right? And then if it turns out you like a dirty, right? Then you'll at least have discovered that, and then you could tell your partner, you know, your next partner, hopefully you're not doing it behind your current partner's back, right? But like, hey, you know what? I like it when you pull my hair. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? I like it when you put me on a basket and spin me from the ceiling. So because why? You discovered it on a one-night stand. It turns out you love being up on a basket.
And, you know, this is another thing that's listed on here, but what usually happens is you'll meet someone and you don't have any inhibitions, right? You have the crazy, kinky sex, and you're not caring about making that person like you emotionally, right?
Right. I don't think it's because, oh, you fell in love and it turns out, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just once you start having sex with someone, you continue to have sex with them, and then all of a sudden you're going out.
Oral sex is not considered as taboo. Anal sex has seen a sharp increase. So there's more going on. All right, let's get to the anal sex. That's probably the biggest part of this story.
This is my favorite part of the day. When Anna says, let's get to the anal sex. Okay. Only on TYT.
So back in 1992, 16% of women ages 18 to 24 said that they had tried anal sex, right? Now that number is up to 20% of women aged 18 to 19. And then when it comes to the age group of 20 to 24, the number is 40%. 40% of women in this study in the ages of 20 to 24 admit to having anal sex.
She's a bad, bad girl.
Well, that's what you do in sex. You go here first, you go there afterwards, and then, you know, you go to the other side. Hey, you get really worked up and you're in the front, and then all of a sudden you turn it around and you go to the back door, and you shouldn't do that.
When it comes to orgasms, among women who had vaginal sex in their last encounter, the percentage who said they reached orgasm was 65%. So 65% get an orgasm through vaginal sex. Among those who received oral sex, it was 81%. But among those who had anal sex, it was 94%.
Off the top rope and into the back door. 94% of women having anal sex are having orgasms. So they're having all sorts of different sex acts. And within one of those sex acts, they're orgasming. Okay?
Like, that is now seen as a treat for men. Like, if you please me really well, I'll let you go in the back door.
The fact that we're having this conversation, you know, when they started doing these surveys, way back in the day, if you said, hey, there's going to be a show where the whole country, the whole world can watch, talking about going in the back door and how women love it and they're orgasming all over the place, and such a higher percent, nobody would have believed it. But here it is. TYT.
These young women will go to these parties, right? They'll go to these sex parties, and that's what they're titled, sex parties.
Really?
They'll go, and they'll
God damn it, I always grew up in the wrong time. Like, I missed, like, the late 60s, 70s, where everybody's like, come on, let's shag, right? And I ran into this guy in L.A., he's telling me about, oh, yeah, back in L.A., and, like, the ha-ha, and those tears, you just walk up to, girls would walk up to you and be like, hey, we had sex yet? No, let's go. And now girls are having sex parties. Like, oh, yeah, well, of course, sex parties. Oh, you want oral sex? Sure, sure, sure. I grew up in the frickin' Ronald Reagan, you know, stupid family ties 1980s where everybody's like, oral sex? Dude, no. Sex? What? No.
Right.
I'm so angry I missed that. All right, I'm going to try to calm down.
First of all, I just want to tell you that I feel extremely sorry for you. I mean, that is a huge injustice.
It is an injustice.
It's terrible.
It is. You know how many more times I could have gotten laid in my lifetime? That's quality of life.
This is why we don't get to the stories.
Okay, just go ahead. Tell me more about the sex parties while I get more bitter. Go.
Oral sex is as common as kissing for teens, and that casual prostitution, being paid at parties to strip, give sexual favors to, or have sex, is far more commonplace than once believed. And let me tell you about this casual prostitution. So what will happen is these young girls come from extremely good, wealthy families, okay?
And yet they're still having sex. I thought it only happened to poor people. All right, okay.
So they go to these parties, right? And, you know, a guy will flash a $100 bill and say, all right, you have to get on the coffee table and do a striptease for us, you get this $100. And the girls will freaking do it.
Week 3 of our semen scientific study coverage, I guess. We want to focus on things that will teach you a lot about the world, and so we've taken it upon ourselves this month to talk about semen. So we're going to give you a couple of more interesting facts about it. We don't want you going into college and having to deal with semen without knowing what you're getting yourself into, literally. They do say in research into gay sex, the barebacking culture it's caused, they say that it does make you feel closer to your partner, that the condom and the lack of connection makes you feel further apart. And it's not, I don't think, crazy to assume that there's a possible chemical reason for that. that there's an actual hormonal reason that you feel closer to your partner after unprotected gay male sex. A Papua New Guinea tribe called the Sambia, who have a very interesting tradition that they've done historically. And these are called semen ingestion rituals involving young boys. Now this sounds bad on the face of it from our cultural point of view, but once you hear more, I think it's actually pretty interesting. So this is coming from a 2000 issue of the Archives of Sexual Behavior. The person involved in this study is Gilbert Hurt and Martha McClintock. And what they're saying is that there's ritualized homoerotic practices involving young boys fellating older males in order to ingest their semen. And they're saying that by the age of 11 to 12, the Sambian boys have actually become aggressive fellators who actively pursue semen to masculinize their bodies. And the reason that they give for this, the thing that they think that the boys get out of this, is that the ingestion of testosterone through semen ingestion can actually have a hormonal impact on the boys. And because this is an extremely violent culture in terms of warfare between tribes, that could actually have some positive impact physically on the boys as they're growing up. If you're interested, you can look up this research and judge for yourself what you think about this cultural practice. I think that's an interesting thing going around the world. I find scientific research to be interesting. That's why I went into grad school. And so I like putting a spotlight on interesting research because people think that it's all just beakers and nerds, basically, and nobody has any fun. But if
it's
you
not.
actually,
It's sex and it's semen.
You're going to find references to so many interesting scientific like papers and research that's been done. And so I want you to know that as you go into your university career, like, it can be fun to engage in this sort of stuff. And it doesn't have to be involved. It doesn't have to be about semen, but you can have a fun time while also shedding light on interesting subjects. So that's my excuse.
Iceland's Phallological Museum, it has finally added a human penis to its exhibit. It's a sunny day.
Oh, thank God.
It's a sunny day.
That's such a relief. I was about to say, I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but finally a human penis.
A human
what we've all
penis.
been looking forward to.
So just to give you some more information on Iceland's Phallological Museum, it is exactly that. They have an exhibit featuring about over 276 actually, different types of penises from different types of animals, and people can go and look at them. I don't know why people would go look at that. I guess it's somewhat interesting.
Well, first of all, you're saying you don't know why people would want to go. Are you kidding me? If you're in that random town in Iceland and they say, oh, there's a penis museum here, who isn't going to go? Okay. I mean, aren't you at least curious? It turns out the whale penis is 67 inches long. You're telling me you're not going to go see that?
Yeah, it's
I think just
massive.
normal intellectual curiosity leads you in that direction. Apparently, several different men had volunteered their penis.
Yeah.
Obviously, after they had passed away, right? But he says that he's been waiting on this guy for 15 years.
No.
Apparently, the guy volunteered it when he was 80. He passed away at 95. So it's kind of a funny thing to say because the guy's like, oh, finally, the guy died so I can take his penis.
He had this interview with the Associated Press. It's a short interview, and he doesn't give any insight as to why he waited for this very specific guy's penis. But, here's his exact quote. He says, I've just been waiting for this guy for 15 years. By the way, he opened the museum 15 years ago. So since he started, he's been eyeing this very specific guy. Like, hey, dude, you got a good-looking penis. I'd like to put it in my exhibit. So can we speed things up a little bit?
That's a great line. I would like to exhibit your penis.
Flaccid penis is not a good indicator of how big a penis really is.
That's totally true. Totally true.
Just calm down. Okay.
Okay. And then there was a theory that women enjoy the larger size more is a physical feeling, but I think that's nonsense.
Women do, in fact, like it big.
The thing that I don't think they're considering enough is ball size. But it's true. It's true. Like, gorillas have tiny balls.
Okay.
Because they don't have to have that competition within the balls. I wonder if they did a silhouette of ball size. I know it's hilarious, right? But it's an interesting experiment they should do, whether that triggers something in women without them ever realizing it. Because which woman thinks, ooh, that's hot. He's got big balls.
And black men don't like to talk about Al Sharpton.
Why would men who are about to have sex with you want to talk about Al Sharpton? You're about to have sex with a black guy, or you're hanging out with a black guy, and the only thing you can ask him about is Al Sharpton?
Get the fuck out of here with that. No, seriously, she apparently liked unique positions. If you put her on the Vietnamese basket, game over. You're going to shoot to the top of the list.
Right.
Totally. Or maybe what she liked was getting paid to suck dick.
300 orgasms there. Whoa, the whole day they're like, whoa, 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 right?
And so, yeah, some guys who are a little gay wind up having kids. Get women who are lesbian, maybe they're 80% lesbian, maybe they're 20% lesbian. They have kids.
They're being judged by the way they look.
That's true. And I'm against that kind of segregation. I believe that the lesbians should freely mix with the straight women, or perhaps the bi-curious, and see the kind of, action we can get in that realm. Have I taken the story in the wrong direction?
Huh? You're just a dork, Jake.
Okay, all right. Come on, lesbians in jail is hot. Everybody has to agree with that.
Except you're living in a fantasy world.
No. Look, it's part of American tradition, okay? It's like baseball and apple pie and mom and lesbians in jail. Come on. Everybody knows this. I don't have to tell you this. Come on.
Now, obviously, I take birth control pills, right, because I'm a man. And there's some controversy surrounding that.
Uh-oh. You think I'm dirty? Watch this. This is dirty.
Oh, my God, I'm so attracted to men.
You know what? Men fucking men. That's what I want. I can't wait to get back home and search man fucking man. Okay. Or she-male sex. Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not being gay. I'm just having sex with this attractive young boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, me having sex with that 17-year-old boy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not gay. No. Gay is like guys who actually like each other. Like, I'm only fucking them. It's man fucking man. Where's the problem?
Smoking some sort of drugs off the gay hooker's ass. But literally. What, me? Oh, well, me? No, I've never been a gay American. I was just trying to, do some oral on a guy in a bathroom. What?
You're like, oh, siktir lan. Oh, no. Oh, that one. Oh, siktir, right?
Yeah, you're right. I was beaten off. You know what? I felt like getting a beer, so I blew the guy. Now we're having fun.
Oh, yeah. I slept with that guy, and I slept with that guy, and that guy was awesome and gave it to me, strong and hard, and the other one was kind of weak sauce. And this guy has this unbelievable body, and then he pulled it out, and this thing was the size of a truck. I didn't know what to do with it. And then he gave it to me at night, and 5 minutes later, he looks into my eyes and says, I'm going to go again. And I was like, oh, damn. And then we wake up in the morning, and I'm a mess, and I think he's going to kick me out. And he looks at me in the eyes again and says, oh, here I come again. I had sex with this one guy, right? And then I'm sexting with another guy right afterwards, and I'm telling him to come over because I'm still into it. And he says, I'm going to come and give it to you, too. Okay?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to entertain her. And then afterwards, I'm going to say, are you not entertained? See, I'm aggressive. That's good. It's not that the anal sex leads to the orgasm, that the orgasm has led to the anal sex.
One, that's amazing, right? Two, you've got a double orgasm. Who doesn't want a double orgasm?
But really, look, if I don't come, it didn't really happen.
I'm going to go instead and have sex with a horse. I was trying to make the horse have a baby. And then the horse went to the... Okay, anyway. I was trying to make the horse have a baby. I was thinking it would have a horseman baby. I ain't going to lie. I blew a nut in the horse.
I like a horse fucker with character.
Yeah, first of all, I would have had sex with my girlfriend if she showed up.
This is what...
But on the other hand, how cool would a horseman baby be?
Like, it's funny, we're laughing at it, it's amusing, but it makes you look bad. You always get upset at women who disguise due to their penis size. Like, it always enrages you.
No, but I'm trying to look out for my brother, man,
Right.
Certain characteristics of the genitalia of different races. Non-Chinese guys are super aggressive, and and they'll immediately manhandle you, and they might even sexually assault you. But as to how they perform in bed, be really careful. Okay.
I ended up having sex with more than one person that night, and then in the morning, I was trying to get the morning after pills. I was like 14 at the time.
Jesus. That's so terribly dirty of her.
Oral sex is the new goodnight kiss.
Oh, I know, baby, I know. Let's take your panties off. Yeah, I'll scritch you. Anyway, so let's get it on. If you want, I can put one on, If that does it for you. As long as we have sex, I don't give a shit what you want me to put on, right? I'll put on a panda outfit.
Uh-oh. Cenk was caught having sex with a donkey named Doodle. And I saw Cenk behind the donkey fornicating with it.
Look, I like donkeys, okay, and they seem to have a good time. So get off my back.
No, but
I paid for that jackass. I want that jackass. I love the way her fur feels.
it kind of reminds me of Rodell, who got caught having sex with the same horse twice. He loved that horse.
You know, in case you need a little sexual medicine.
But in the real world, be cool and make your own decisions based on what you think is rational. The 24-year-old is pretty cute. Okay, now the kid's 15. Okay.
And she's 24.
Okay,
she's
now
9 years older.
All right, but she ain't 54. She ain't 44.
Okay.
I remember when I was 15, and she isn't his teacher. She isn't an authority figure. She isn't his priest. Okay. She's just a hot chick at a tanning salon. Okay. If I was 15 and a hot chick at a 24-year-old at a tanning salon tries to corner me in a tanning booth, I mean.
Look, it's
no, but it's not even disputable. Hold on.
You're
It's no. It's not disputable. It's not disputable. It would be the greatest day of my life. Like, bar none. Even if I had like a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup sundae the day before and saw my favorite movie and had just the right popcorn and scored the winning goal and the winning touchdown and said, no, the 24-year-old seducing me, better. Top day of my life. So I'm not saying that the issue isn't disputable. I'm just saying it wouldn't be disputable that would be the greatest day of my life.
Okay, I'm glad you made the story about you.
Okay.
But it's not about you.
Oh, is that right?
It's about our sex crime laws.
So I've always said I think the legal age actually should be 16. So, you know, that's a whole separate conversation, right? Now, this is below 16, so there we are in 50. So I would make a special exemption, okay? 15, I think 14, you're creeping everybody out, okay? So 15, special exemption, up to the age of 25, only for if it's a boy and it's a hot girl. What, am I not reasonable?
Oh,
look at this.
We've obtained the video.
4 times. There she is, Summer Nelson, behind bars. Good. Investigators say
please.
She told the boy's siblings, the little brother and sister, that she's in love with Big Brother. Even asked for Mom's blessing on the relationship. What? So the two could live as a couple. Oh, brother. Joining me to talk about this, Cooper Lawrence.
All right, this guy's getting saucy a little bit. All right.
Book, the
All right,
Celebrity. You can have Cooper back.
Okay, you know, that picture is not that, you know,
Look.
great, but you could tell from it that if she's dolled up and stuff, she looks pretty good.
No, she's a young 28-year-old girl. She's very attractive.
No. Look, come on, it's the same old thing now. Now, if people are taking it to extreme. We've done a lot of stories of like 49-year-old women with like 11-year-old boys. It's like getting crazy, right? But this is old school. This is how it should be. Like, this is the one where you go, let him go.
Really?
Because if I'm a 14-year-old boy and that 20-year-old girl wants to have sex with me, that ain't no rape. That ain't no statutory rape. That's just a good time.
She's almost 30, Cenk. No, I think that the age difference is too big here. No, it's too big here. Of course you're going to rule in favor of yourself.
Let her go! Okay, now the flip side is, she has got to calm down.
If you switch the roles here,
If it's a 28-year-old man and he's sleeping with a 14-year-old girl, let him go? No.
So why is there that double standard?
There just is. Because men and women are different, okay? They just are. And I think saying that a hot 28-year-old having sex with a 14-year-old boy is a crime, that statement is a crime.
Okay, wait, let me ask you something. What is the difference? Explain the difference to me. Draw it out so I can understand.
Because the boy clearly wants it. You see what I'm saying?
And a 14-year-old girl can't clearly want it. Like, you're basically saying that a 14-year-old girl doesn't have the brain power to figure out what she does and does not want, but a 14-year-old boy does. That's what your claim is.
But if you're missing a little bit of common sense, you see how that leads to disaster?
Yes, of course.
Okay. As they say, undescended testes. That means your balls don't come down.
Oh.
Smaller penises. I believe he is psycho. What? Sick demoted Satan! So what they're doing is they're affecting the gender, and for some reason, they're turning them from men into women. Especially me. Anyway, 20% of them have undergone lesser feminization, so overall 60% have done feminization. Oh, this is triggered by overexposure to TYT. That are hermaphrodites as well. We're fucking with the world. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we are totally ruining this world.
But like literally. And then one day, we're not going to be able to have kids anymore, and we're like, what the hell happened?
Can you imagine?
No, but seriously, I use the word mental literally.
I think that they have mental problems, okay? They're trying to address some sort of issue that they have in their life, and they're screaming and yelling like maniacs. And it's all obviously completely psychological. Anthropologists will study this, and they will be amazed. They won't even understand it. I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know if it'll be 100 years or 1,000 years or 10,000 years. But at some point, they'll look back at these tapes, and they'll be like, no, how could humans have behaved like that?
I mean, we are engaged in a war on white males.
Well, it's more accurate. It's more of a war on dick.
Men are so stupid. It's
By the way,
awesome. It turns out when you hook up Sisters to their Johnson and you show them a gay and straight porn, Mr. Johnson still says, but you know what? Maybe it does. It's like, whoa, I'm into it. Okay.
You get the picture.